Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mar and today I will be talking about all the books that I read in January and which books I want to read in February. Okay, first of all, I want to say sorry for the lighting. It's miserable today here in London and it's really cloudy, it's raining and I don't have any lights, any ring lights or anything, so I'm just going by the light that I have in my room and my window. So yeah, sorry about that. I just can't do anything about it right now. So yeah, like I was saying, today I want to talk to you about the books that I read in January. In January I read 14 books. Only one of them is a fan fiction, all the others are books, and most of them were in physical form, I think. No, most of them I listened to in audio, and a couple of those I actually read along while I was listening to the audio. So yeah, a lot of variety this month in that case, because most of them are young adult fantasies. So in that kind of thing, like in the genre, I never know how to pronounce that, genre. In the genre, I haven't changed that much. I'm gonna be looking to my left a lot because I have my computer with all my the books and my ratings and my notes and everything. So yeah, the first book I actually read is this one. It's Girl, Serpent and Thorn, and I actually started this back in November but I just left it and then I picked it up in January because it's a fairy lit edition. And when I prepared my TBR in January, I decided that I wanted to read most of my fairy lit books because I had a lot from last year and I wanted to read as much as I could before this year's subscription began. So yeah, I tried to read as many of them as I could. And I read them all except one, so I'm very proud of myself. So yeah, the first is Girl, Serpent and Thorn by Melissa Bashir-Dost. I gave this 3 stars and I won't give you any summaries, I'll just give you my thoughts on it. I thought it was a bit slow, and then we had a plot twist very early on the book and I was shocked. That's where I stopped reading because I was I cannot deal with this. I don't want to do spoilers, so I'm going to be very careful about what I'm going to say. But I really wanted something to happen, and then with that plot twist I was yeah, okay, that's not going to happen, so I'm just going to put it down and I don't want to keep reading. But then it kept going and I was oh yes. But then I also wanted something to happen very much, and it didn't happen, and I was just so frustrated with it, and that's why it became a 3-star, because I really enjoyed it. It's a very good book, a bit slow for my taste, and I just wanted it so bad to be this thing, and then it wasn't. I know I'm being very vague, but I just don't want to spoil it. So yeah, that's the first book I read. The next book I read, it's another fairy lit book, and it's Forest of Souls by Lori M. Lee. Sorry about that. I gave this a 4 star. I really liked it. I went into it not being too sure about it. I didn't know too much about it, and I really liked it. I cannot wait for the sequel because the end of this book is cliffhanger. I want to know what happens now. I really enjoyed this book. It's a YA fantasy where there's no romance. She doesn't have a love interest. I mean, I do love a good romance in YA, especially if it's enemies to lovers, but I was very surprised finding out that there was no romance whatsoever in this book, and I loved it. I really loved it. And I really like the male protagonist. Her name is Saoirse. I hope that's how you pronounce it. That's how I pronounced it in my head when I was reading. And I love how the author writes about the insecurities. She is very insecure in herself and in her abilities to do stuff, and I felt really connected to that, because we all have our insecurities and we all doubt ourselves. So it was good to like how she wrote about that in the book, and how the main protagonist overcomes those insecurities. I really liked it. 4 out of 5 stars. Then we have Star Daughter by Shveta Thakmar. Sorry about the pronunciation. I'm butchering your name. I'm so sorry. Cover is gorgeous. This is another Fairly edition, and I gave these a 3 out of 5 stars. It was good. Nothing out of this world. I really like the magical world. I'm not gonna give summaries, but a really quick explanation. It's about a girl who her father is a human and her mother is a star. So in her I think it's her 16th birthday or 17th birthday, she actually ascends to the skies to be with her mother. And I just, the whole star world, I loved it. And like the fact that the stars are actual people, not just masses of gas. I really like that. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like anything out of this world. So that's why I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, we have the fan fiction that I read, which is The Mimicker, and I gave it 2 stars. I didn't like it. It was just weird. I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. It's a Harry Potter fan fiction, and it's very difficult for me not to like a Harry Potter fan fiction. But this one's just, I don't know. I didn't understand the choices the author made in that story. But hey, as we say in Spain, pa gustos los colores. Then we had Fable by Adrian Young. I was really excited about this one because I follow the author in Instagram and I've seen like the whole journey she's done, and it did not disappoint. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the relationship between West and Fable. I don't know. I just was drawn into it. I read it super fast. The ending is such a huge cliffhanger. I so want to read Namesake, the sequel, which is coming out soon, if I'm not mistaken, this year. And this is another fairy edition. I said I wasn't going to do any summaries, but just really quickly. This is about a girl whose father abandons her in an island, and she has to live in this island, and then something happened which makes her flee the island, and she decided to go search for her father. Really enjoyed it. Cannot wait for the sequel, and it's a 4 out of 5 stars. Next up we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. This is another Fairly edition, and I'm just gonna show you the inside. It has art in the reverse cover. A lot of them do actually, but I just look at that. It's gorgeous. I love it. And this was my favorite book this month. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Actually, like 4.5 out of 5. I'm starting to get into like all like witches kind of things, like tarot, crystals, energies, all that stuff. And this book was just the main protagonist is actually a witch, and the main male protagonist or antagonist, because it's like the same, is the devil. Well, one of the devil's brothers, which I love because the devil and his brothers are the 7 deadly sins. It's just it's an enemies to lovers story, which I love. And the end, another cliffhanger, like what's going on? You can't do that. Like no, but it happens anyway, and I'm suffering. But I really liked it. This book was very hyped in book community, and now I know why, because I loved it. I really loved it. And the fact that it's set in Italy, in Sicily to be precise, and how the author describes the scenery and especially the food, it was like I was there and I was eating and smelling, and it was just so good. It just want to go to Italy for a holiday. But hi COVID, can you please go away so I can go to Italy and enjoy some good food, please, thank you. So yeah, my favorite book this month, 4 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next up, my first audiobook was The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. I watched Bridgerton when it came out on December 26th. I binge watched it that day, like I saw it all. No, actually it was the 27th because the 26th was Boxing Day and I was with family. Well, not actually family, but like, yeah. I was celebrating Boxing Day. So the 27th, I just binge watched the whole show. And since that day to today, which is January 30th, I've watched it like 6 times, I think. I love the show. Any kind of like period drama kind of thing, romance kind of thing, I'm a sucker for. I love that. And after watching the show, I was like, okay, I gotta read the books. So I started with the first one and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars because I just loved the show so much that I had very high expectations of the book, and some of them weren't met. And the fact that the book is only like centered in Simon and Daphne, and we don't get to see too much of the other characters, was something that let me down quite a bit. But oh well, I still enjoyed it and I still kept going with the series. There's 8 books, 1 for each sibling, and I've read 6 of them, so yeah. Next up, I read another fairy lit book, which is These Violent Delights. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling based in Shanghai in the 1800s, I think? I know, in the 1920s. 1926 to be specific. And I ended up DNFing it. I got to page, I don't know what page I got to, not too much. Page 39, chapter 4. And I was just not into it. Sorry, my bookmark fell down. So yeah, I'm not a very big fan of Romeo and Juliet, and this didn't capture my attention. I just wasn't into it. So I decided to DNF it. But I'm not like just DNFing it for good. I'm just putting it aside to pick up when I feel like reading it. I wasn't in the mood for this. I was just in my Bridgerton mindset, and I was just trying to get off it and read something else, but that wasn't going to happen. So yeah, I will be picking this up sometime later, probably soon, who knows, we'll see, but yeah, DNF. The rest of the books that I read are audiobooks, so I don't have them with me to show you. The next book I read was A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's the only reread in this list, and it's one of TikTok make me buy it kind of thing, but it didn't make me buy it because I already had it in audio from the last time I read it. But yeah, TikTok made me do it because, as you know, or if you don't know, the new book, and I think it's the last book in the series, is coming out this year. I think actually it's next month, February, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but it's coming out soon. So Book Talk is just full of this book, and I was like, I remember I read it a few years ago and I liked it, but not too much, and I actually don't remember why I didn't like it. I just remember being confused. I decided to give it another try and see if I picked up the series, because everybody says that the first one is the worst book, that the second and the third one are much better. So I decided to pick it up, and I gave it 4 stars. So yeah, I did like it. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Sorry, it's just today was supposed to snow here in London, and it's only been raining, but the raindrops right now look very big, and I don't know if they're raindrops or snowflakes. I'm trying to say, no, it's just rain. sorry, being from Spain, especially from Barcelona, I don't see a lot of snow, so every time there's like a little bit of snowflakes in the air, I just get so excited. So yeah, back to the book. A Court of Thorn and Roses, 4 stars. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm in love with Tamlin. I don't know why everybody ships Farah with Risen, because like I remember that the first time I read it, I hated him. I was like, no. This time around, I realized that he's not as bad as he seems. He does help Farah a lot, but he still treats her very badly. So I don't know why people like the favorite ship in this series is Risen with Farah and not Tamlin. But I guess it's because I haven't read the rest of the books, so I plan to read A Court of Wings and Rings. I think it's the second book. Well, whatever. I plan to read the second book soon. But yeah, for now, I'm Team Tamlin. Sorry. And I do love The World. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I know it's one of those series that people either hate or love. I didn't love it. It's not gonna be my favorite series ever anytime soon, but I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, so yeah. Next up, we have my only non-fiction book in this month, which is Week for Beginners. The author is, let me check, Anthony Bidhale. I gave it a 3 stars because like I never know how to rate non-fiction books. Like, it was good, but it wasn't anything out of this world. I didn't get any big revelations with it, you know? And I read it because, as I said before, I'm getting into energies, crystals, tarot. Like, I just wanted to get some information about it. The book talks about crystals, tarot, and spells, I think it is, or like herbs and stuff like that. And yeah, it was interesting read. It made me more interested in the topic. I definitely want to look more into crystals and tarots, for sure. And I just liked it. I'm very sorry. I'm so bad at giving my opinion. Like, I usually just like something or don't like it. Don't ask me why. It's just the way it is. Either I like it or I don't. No reason behind it. The next books that are coming are from the Bridgerton series. The second book in the series is The Viscount Who Loved Me, which is centered around Anthony, the firstborn. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Again, I'm really enjoying them, but they're not out of this world. And it was good. It was good. I read all of these on audio, and some of them I read on audio and physical, well, in ebook form, reading along. The third book in the installment is An Offer from a Gentleman, which is centered around Benedict, which is one of my favorite characters in the show. But in the books, I don't like him as much. Well, it's not that I don't like him as much. I really like him. I just think that he's not as interesting as he is in the TV show. But I really enjoyed the romance in this one. He's a jerk in a couple of scenes, which was like, that's why it doesn't have a 4 out of 5 stars. But I love Sophie. It reminded me a lot of Cinderella. And Cinderella is it's a movie I really like. The original, not the remake. The remake I don't like. But it makes me think of my host family from when I was an exchange student in the US, because my host father called me Cinderella because every time I had to do the dishes, I would complain about it. So he mocked me and called me Cinderella. So I have very fond memories of that. And every time I watch the movie or I hear the word Cinderella, I am instantly reminded of them and of the year I spent with them. Well, yeah, I really liked that Sophie's background reminded me of Cinderella, and her dynamic with Benedict was really good. The fourth book in the series, which is centered around Colin, the thirdborn, is called Romancing Mr Bridgeton. And what I liked about this book is that it's mostly told from, spoiler alert, well, no, I'm not gonna say the name. It's told from the female love interest instead of the male protagonist. It was my favorite book so far in the series, where I give it a 4 star. It's just so good. And Colin is my favorite sibling, Bridgerton sibling in the books. In the TV show, the whole Marina thing is like, what? Because in the books, it's not there. It's not there at all. There's a Marina in the 5th book, and I'm guessing that it's gonna be the Marina that's on the show, but it's just, it doesn't make any sense what they've done in the TV show with what is in the book and who this Marina is in the book. But whatever. So yeah, my favorite, I loved Colin. I loved the love interest. Just my favorite so far. I only have 3 books left to read, because the 5th one is Eloises Story, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars too. I really liked it. I really enjoyed her character. I do like that Colin's book and Eloise's book are set in the future. We get to see a more mature characters. It's crazy because it's like they're in the books, they are older than me, and like how in that time period, like the responsibilities they had and everything, and then I see myself and it's like crazy. Like I would be a spinster right now if I was living in that period of time. And that just got to me. It's like, ouch. Ouch. Eloise's story, I really enjoyed it. I really like male love interest, and I really like Eloise's personality. It's a different point of view from the other books, and I really enjoyed it. And those are all the books that I read this month, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, by the way, Eloise's book is called To Sir Philip with Love. And yeah, those are the 14 books that I read. And now for the books that I want to read in February. I have quite a bit of them. I don't know if I'm going to read them all. If I do, good. If I don't, that's good too. If you saw my 2021 setup video, you know that I want to read 100 books this year, which means that I have to read, I think it was 8 books a month. So in January I went over that, which good for me, because I know that I'm not gonna keep this up, because I never do. I'm a very mood reader, so like one month I can read like 14 books like I did this month, and then the next one I can read like 1 book, 2 books, you know, like not that much. So yeah, I'm proud that I got like a head start in that department. And for this month, for February, I actually do have quite a big TBR too. So first of all, I want to finish the Bridgerton series of books, which I have only, like I said, I have 3 left. When He Was Wicked, which is Francesca's story. Then It's in His Kiss, it's Hyacinth's story. And then On the Way to the Wedding, it's Gregory's story. So those 3 I will most likely read on audiobook, because I already bought them on audio, so I'm gonna go with that. After those 3, I want to go ahead and finish the ACOTAR series. With the next book is Court of Mist and Fury. I'll try to get to that one for sure, and if I have time, I'll read the 3rd book too, which is Court of Wing and Runes. Then I want to read the only fairy lit book that I did not get to, which is Master of One by Jada Jones and Danny Bennett. Then the other fairy lit book that I will read is the January book that comes in the box. I haven't received it yet. Hopefully it'll get here soon. But yeah, that book, whichever it is. We're in 6 books right now, without counting the 3rd book in the ACOTAR series, because I'm not counting it because I don't know if I'm gonna get to it. So next up we have How the King of Elfhame Learn to Hate Stories by Holly Black, which is a collection of short stories about Corden. This is, as you can see, this is a Waterstone exclusive edition. I want to take these off, but I don't want to read the theme underneath it, so I'll have to take that off. It's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I'll probably read a short story between books. So like I'll read a book, then one of the short stories, then another book, then another of the short stories, that kind of thing. Or maybe I'll read it only once, I don't know. We'll see. The illustrations are gorgeous. This is the 7th book I want to read this month. And then I want to reread Serpent and Dove by Shelley Morgan. This is the Fairwood edition, and I want to reread this because I also want to read the sequel, Blood and Honey, which came out sometime last year. I don't remember when exactly, but I loved this the first time around I read it. I don't remember which rating I gave it. I think it was a 4 or a 5 star. It's an enemies to lovers story, which I love. I really like the world. It has witches again and witch hunters. I really like that. And this one is very, very, either you hate it or you love it. And I love it. I really enjoyed it. The writing is very simple. The characters, I think, are very well written. And we have good character arcs. And I really liked it. And I just want to reread it before I read Blood and Honey. I don't need to reread it because I remember what happens and I remember the ending, but I just want to go back into the world and be in the world, you know, like in that mindset before I go to Blood and Honey, which I'm very excited about. And I love the covers, and this is also a very good edition. So yeah, those are all the books that I want to read in February. You like my space buns? It's the first time I've done them. It's not too bad. They're not too symmetrical, and this part right here, it's kind of messy, but I like them. They look cute. Sorry about that. I really hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books, either the ones I read in January or the books I'm gonna read in February. Tell me what you thought about them. Let me know down below if you've seen Bridgerton and which is your favorite sibling. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!